Bhargavassoham tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yonah prachodayandham.
Saram. So let's speak about very interesting question regarding our beloved Swami Sri Sathya Sai. And the question is, who is Kalki avatar, and can we say, or what we know about possibility that Sathya Sai is exactly Kalki avatar? First of all, it's a very uneasy question, and I think basically nobody can clarify this question, in an absolute sense. We can guess and suppose, but the question itself, of course, very interesting and very important, but we can just only guess and suppose. First of all, what does it mean, Kalki avatar? According to the Vedic scriptures, especially, we can mention Srimad Bhagavatam. Personally, for me, it's my favorite Vedic scripture. We have information that Lord Vishnu, basically, what does it mean Vishnu? It's absolute consciousness. This Lord Vishnu, God Vishnu, or absolute consciousness incarnates on this planet basically 10 times. So that's how we have this message or information, philosophy, teaching about 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu. And 9 of that avatars already in the past. That's Rama avatar, for example, that's Krishna, that's Buddha Shakyamuni, founder of Buddhist tradition, and of course number of more. And Kalki avatar, according to the classical Hindu approach, it's like a future incarnation. But at the same time, from Srimad Bhagavatam, we know that we have not only 10 Vishnu incarnations, 10 Vishnu avatars, but actually we have one more list, which is 24 avatars of Vishnu, and then like a number of even sages included into this list. For example, Kapila Muni, founder of Sankhya philosophy, which is very important philosophical system. For example, Vyasadeva himself, very important sage, who composed many scriptures, and very influential personality. Also, according to this opinion, was incarnation of Vishnu. And Dattatreya, for example, also he is a part of 24 avatars of Vishnu. But then we have third level of understanding, and according to this third level of understanding, this situation, avatars of Vishnu, actually we can't even say how many of them. It's like mysteriously, like huge number, just no particular number at all. So it means first level 10 avatars, second level 24 avatars, and third level just we don't know how many, just huge number, that's all. A numberless number. And of course, the question about Kalki avatar is very important, because it's a very powerful divine incarnation, and according to Hindu expectation, it's like the future divine incarnation who will punish evil and establish golden age. Well, if we take other religions like Buddhist, Christian, Jewish, and even some branches of Islamic religion, we can easily see some kind of similar information. Well, in this life, Lord God, Sai consciousness, this divine consciousness put me into a certain Christian family, Christian country, so I'm a Christian this lifetime, though I really seriously study Vedic and Buddhist scriptures. But, well, take Christian Bible, and of course in the end of Christian Bible we have information, we have a message about so-called second coming of Christ. The way Christian Bible describes second coming of Christ is almost pretty similar to the idea of Kalki avatar. And of course it's a big question. Well, is it different predictions about one and the same divine incarnation, or maybe we can suppose or expect two divine incarnations, Kalki avatar and second coming of Christ as the separate global master. If you study Buddhist tradition, especially Vajrayana tradition, Tantric Buddhist tradition, so then we have a message teaching about so-called Buddha Maitreya. Buddha Maitreya is basically the same like future divine incarnation. Maybe if we take Kalki avatar and second coming of Jesus Christ, it's like more like punishing evil and supporting good guys, let us say like this. But of course Buddha Maitreya is somebody who brings out of compassion teaching and grace, and lead people more to the practice of meditation. According to my understanding, Buddha Maitreya predictions, they are much less about destruction or punishment of the evil to the evil forces. But anyway, Buddha Maitreya for the Buddhist tradition, it's also a similar idea like future divine incarnation. In the Jewish religion, they're still waiting for the Messiah. Of course, with the Christians, we can say, wait a moment, Jesus already was born. What is the necessity to wait for the Messiah, because he already was in the first century? But according to the Jewish religion, and I absolutely respect all religions, including Jewish approach, they still waiting for the Messiah, and they basically reject that Jesus was the Messiah. They're also waiting for the Messiah, so some divine messenger, divine incarnation for the future. Well, most of the branches of Islamic religions, they are not waiting for anybody to come in the future, but some schools of Islam, they're still speaking about future divine incarnation, future prophet who will bring to the people next level of teaching and special grace. So that's also similar idea exists, at least in some schools of Islamic religion. And the big question is, if many religions are speaking about future divine incarnation, how can we understand it, if we can at all? The possibility is that all that predictions, different predictions, basically like different predictions about one and the same, divine master who, but maybe it's predictions about different, that's a big question. And of course, some Sai devotees, they suppose, with a certain deep reason for that Sathya Sai was Kalki avatar, or maybe triple Sai avatars, Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai, and Prema Sai. like is Kalki avatar. And we have different opinions. Even the Sathya Sai himself, according to my knowledge, sometimes could speak different things about the point. And for some devotees, even in the middle of 20th century, it was like 1948, 1952. Yeah, by the way, right now I am in Mysore city, in Mysore, and Karnataka state, South India, and Mysore is a very special place for Sathya Sai tradition, and of course for Prema Sai tradition as well. Well, Sathya Sai was here huge number of times since, like his young age. And I think that first real powerful group of devotees, actually, even not from Food Party itself, but even not from Bangalore, but Mysore is the very beginning of Sathya Sai mission. And so many, really I can say, great Sai devotees, Sathya Sai devotees, they came from Mysore, and they recognized Sathya Sai when he was just 18, 20 years old, 25, very like the first stream of devotees. So were like people from Mysore. Well, and even in the middle of 20th century, when Sathya Sai was approximately 22 years old, he already told to some of devotees at that time that actually Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai and Prema Sai, it's a triple Sai incarnation, is exactly Kalki avatar. So we have this message. But we also we have some quotes from Sathya Sai, like from 60s and 70s, when he told different devotees that no, like he is not Kalki avatar, and Kalki avatar will come in the future after triple Sai incarnation. So it means even Sathya Sai himself told different things for the different devotees, and of course that's a big question, why, what is the meaning of that. And we know that Sathya Sai was fond of telling different things to the different groups of people because of many hidden reasons. Well, when I can say that actually Prema Sai, who is 10 and a half years old at the moment, so Prema Sai 10 and a half years old when I'm just making this video, and he told quite a number of times that he's not Kalki avatar, and triple Sai avatar, that's not Kalki avatar, but Kalki avatar come some maybe 2 or 3 centuries after Prema Sai complete his mission. That's the message from Prema Sai. So Prema Sai complete his mission, and then 2 or 3 centuries after that, we can expect Kalki avatar to come. And actually, of course, it's one more huge question: what is the difference between Shiva and Vishnu? Well, according to the very subtle esoteric approach to the question itself, that Shiva and Vishnu basically 2 different names to the same absolute consciousness. When in English we say absolute consciousness, or we can say Lord God, their creator, or whatever, like God, absolute consciousness. And in some sense, Vishnu and Shiva, it's like 2 different names to the same absolute reality. It's like for the Biblic tradition, we call it Yahweh, or Jehovah, or for the Muslim tradition, it's like Allah, and for the Chinese Taoist tradition, it's like Tao. That's like for the Vedanta philosophy of Upanishads, it's like Brahman. For the yogic tradition, it's Paramatman. So it means, in a sense, Vishnu and Shiva just 2 terms about this absolute reality. But in some sense, it is we can suppose that actually Shiva and Vishnu like 2 different top cosmic personalities, also possible to suppose this kind of things as well. In this sense, if we suppose that Vishnu and Shiva two different great personalities, then we can say that triple Sai avatar or avatars, triple actually, more connected with the Shiva aspect, and Kalki avatar actually that's Vishnu. So it means some, it's actually questions and the topic which is really beyond our human possibility to understand this point, and we can just slightly carefully discuss it. That's the reason why in the very beginning of this video I already told you that the question itself is very important, very interesting, but I'm afraid it will be almost impossible for us as a human beings, with our intellect, with our mind, with our consciousness, with our level of ability to understand these huge cosmic questions, to grasp ultimate meaning of all that. So it means anyhow, some Sai devotees even now think about not only Sathya Sai but just all three Sai avatars, triple Sai avatars, Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai and Prema Sai as Kalki avatar. I don't think that any contradiction we can see here in this approach, but some Sai devotees just emphasize that this triple Sai avatar more like Shiva incarnation, while Kalki avatar still to come in the future, and this is manifestation of Vishnu. So that's what I can say for the moment, more questions, not many answers, but at least I want to to initiate your thinking, your contemplation, and then you can find the answer yourself, mostly in your heart, of course. Sai Ram, see you next time.
Om Bhurбhuvassuvam Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayantam